sandals on the way I'm sliding up. I won't join no gang cause I speak truth and I ain't slime enough. I can't kill my brothers, we the same, it's just not adding up. Esau he a killer, genocide he keeps attracting us. Most I say be fruitful, multiply so we be adding up. Compare his seed to the sand of the sea, we deep so you can't add us up. My people they got hate inside they heart, they wanna paint us up. Grew up in a red zone, blood tears, I see red flags on us. This world be killing me with lies the way they capping on me. Like these publicans, they coons and seeing the way they taxing on me. Prove what you say, the evidence, show me the facts, lil' homie. Don't hold your tongue, just bring it out, what's on your mind, lil' brody? Riding on 4 Giottos, bougie, how we sip Moscato. Feast days of the Lord, champagne be rainy poncho. Salvation of the Lord's people, come on, we need that pronto. Wisdom, yes it bring riches like we just won the lotto. Keep these commandments in the faith, my brother, that's the motto. Most High humble you quick, boy, if you think you macho. Israel we poor, but we rich in spirit.
Right? But they could have impressed anybody of the earth. They could have impressed the Chinese man, the Japanese man. Why did they choose our people in particular?
It's a good question.
Right? I'm going to show you, brother, out the Bible. Give me 2 Samuel chapter 7 and verse 23 before you get that. 2 Samuel chapter 7 and verse 23. So we out here for you, brother. Right? You our brother. Right? We out here to wake up our people. So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
You were the only one enslaved.
That's true. You had other nations that were enslaved. But as far as the crimes, the gruesome things, the inhumane things, those things happen to us as a people. Right?
They happen to other people as well.
Right, but everybody knows pretty much what happened to us. Right? We the at the top of the spectrum when it comes to slavery. Whenever you think about slavery, you think about the so-called black man. You understand? Now bring this up.
It's the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 7 and verse 23. And what nation in the earth is like thy people?
So the Lord is asking the question, what one nation on the earth is like our people? Right? We the trendsetters of the earth, brother. Everybody want to dress like us. Right? We play the best sports. Right? When it comes to things, even on the intellectual level. Right? So-called black men built a lot of inventions during the time of slavery. Right? So what one nation on the earth is like our people? Read on.
Even like Israel.
Even like what?
Even like Israel.
That's our nationality, brother. We are the Israelites. Right? Now you got the so-called white man over there in our Holy Land claiming to be the real Jews. But the problem with that is they call themselves Jewish. Ish is a suffix meaning pertaining to. Right? So if I say your shirt is, you know, is bluish, right? It's not really blue. It kind of resembles blue. Not saying that your shirt is blue because it's purple, but you get what I'm saying, right? And bring this up.
Reading on, whom God went to redeem for a people to himself.
The Lord said he redeemed the Israelites for himself. You familiar with the Bible, brother?
A little bit.
A little bit. So what happened in the book of Exodus during the time of Moses?
He was freeing the people.
He was freeing the Israelites. From what?
From Pharaoh.
From Pharaoh. Because the Pharaoh had the Israelites in slavery. So the brother knows something, man. All praise to the Most High. Clap it up for the brother. Hold on, brother. One more thing, brother. Right? Because, you know, we got to take our time and really slow roast this. You understand? Because this is some precious and valuable information.
One more, come on.
I got you. Now give me Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass,
It will happen. Read on.
if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
This is Moses speaking in the book of Deuteronomy. This is after he delivered the Israelites from Egypt. He said it will happen. Read on.
To observe, to do all his commandments.
So if we didn't keep the commandments of the Lord, read on.
And his statutes, which I command thee this day.
Check this out.
Slakia, which I command thee this day, that all these curses.
All these what?
All these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
And brother, are curses good things or bad things? Bad things, right? Give me Baruch chapter 4 and verse 6. So the Lord said if we didn't keep his commandments and do what we were supposed to do, curses and bad things will befall our nation. Now would you say this is a bad thing, brother? Being enslaved, right? Having your children split up from you, having your wife raped in front of you and you couldn't do anything about it. Or you would get those lashes, right? And worse than that, they'd kill you and hang you from a tree and make the dogs eat at your flesh. And that's curses in the Bible, brother. Right? So the Lord said these things happened to us because we broke his commandments. We were disobedient to our God. Right? So in order to reverse these curses, we got to come back to our God, brother. That's why the so-called black man is still in the ghetto, being oppressed, hanging out in front of a liquor store. Right? beating down their women, growing up in dysfunctional homes. Why are these things happening to us? Because we're not keeping the commandments of the Lord. Every nation needs law and order. Every nation needs structure. Aren't we a nation of people? Right, the so-called white man, he has his laws set up in America. Right, he has his military. Where's our military, brother? Right, where's the laws that govern our lives to teach us how to live and how to treat one another? It's found in the Bible. Now, here's the main curse that happened to us, brother. This is how we know emphatically that we are the Israelites. Give me verse 68.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68.
Check this out.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Now, Egypt means slavery, because again, the Israelites were slaves in Egypt. So this is after he delivered them. He said, if you break my commandments, I'm going to bring you back into Egypt. Right? Meaning back into that. Right? Meaning back into a state of bondage again. Bondage means slavery. Read this one.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Meaning bondage, slavery again. Read on.
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
With ships. Hold on now. With a boat, brother. Now, how did we get to the soils of America? Did we swim over here? Did we fly over here first class with a cigar in our mouth and sipping E&J, the finest whiskey? Ah, brother, we was brought over here in slavery, man. On a boat. Read on.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. Thou shalt not see it no more again.
Right.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
No man shall redeem you. So, brother, before you go, what's your religion?
I grew up Christian.
You grew up Christian,
in a
right?
Baptist church.
In a Baptist church. Now, did they ever teach you these things in Christianity within the Baptist church?
About the Bible?
About
the story of Moses and stuff?
About your nationality, who you are, who your people are according to the Bible.
No, you ain't talking about that.
Right. Now, why didn't they tell you about that?
I'm not exactly sure.
You're not sure?
About my church.
Right. Would you like to know? Because the Lord said we have to speak the truth.
I know a little bit. I would say I'm finding myself.
Right.
I understand I grew up in a Christian church. And
so you would say you finding yourself?
Yeah, I don't necessarily believe everything that I was
Proverbs
taught in
71.
the church, though. But you want me right?
Hold on, brother.
I gotta go, though.
Now you say you finding yourself. How are you finding yourself?
Well, again, like I say, I grew up in church, and I still go for like the fellowship, but I don't necessarily, believe everything that I was taught growing up. So,
right.
Again, I do believe in a higher power.
You do believe in a higher power.
Do I know what that is for myself? I don't know.
Right. Would you like to know?
Like I said, I appreciate it.
Before you go, brother, what color is Jesus Christ? What color is God?
I don't know. I don't know. I know what they told me.
What they tell you?
I don't know for sure though.
What did they tell you, brother?
Blonde hair, blue eyes.
Blonde hair and blue eyes? Right?
But you ain't make this up.
Is that in the Bible? Who told you that? Your church?
I'm telling you, that's what they've given to us. Not what I believe.
What did your church teach you?
Not what I believe. White, blonde hair, blue eyes.
Wow. That's what your church told you, brother? Hold on now, brother. You might got to get out of that church. You still go to that church?
Like I say, I go for the fellowship.
Okay, that's
some
good.
of my oldest friends.
Well, you can come here for the fellowship.
My family. I understand that, but
right,
again,
all praises.
I've been knowing people all my life, so
I understand.
It's for the fellowship, not necessarily for the religion part.
Right.
But it's for the fellowship and friendship and the family. So
right.
That's important to me.
Well, the fellowship is good, brother, but we have to fellowship under the right doctrine, under the right understanding, according to what God told us. Right? All right, brother. Take it easy, King. All praise to the Most High. What's going on, brother?
What up, brother?
What's your name, brother? Jahaz. Okay. You know, like an Hebrew name. See that? That's spiritual, brother. Right, so you say you're trying to see what color Christ is? Give me a, you got it?
Revelation chapter 1 and verse 13.
Start at verse 1.
Revelations 1 and 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ.
You know what the word revelation means, brother? Right, somebody look up the word revelation for the brother. Look up the word revelation. Right, because the Lord said a wise man will study to find out the answers. Give me that in Proverbs chapter 15 and verse 29. So in order to be a wise man, brother, you have to learn to read. I'm not saying you don't know how to read, but you have to read the scriptures. You have to go into the dictionary, vocabulary words, understand what things mean. in the last days, so it can resonate with your spirit and you can get built up. Now bring this out, Proverbs 15 and 29.
It's the mighty book of Proverbs, chapter 15 and verse 29. The Lord is far from the wicked.
The Bible say?
The Lord is far from the wicked.
The Bible says the Lord is far from the wicked. What does it mean to be wicked, brother? Evil. What's some evil things that people do in the world? Yeah, poverty is evil, brother, but sometimes, you know, you can't really control poverty. Sometimes you're kind of born in poverty, but that is an evil thing to go through. Because poverty breeds what? Murder, robbing your brother, covetous, you know, robbing liquor stores. That's what our people do. Or poverty can also make you depressed and bring you low. And that's what happened to our people. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 29. Did you know poverty and being depressed and being covered in these curses, that's what happened to our people? Bring this out.
Deuteronomy 28 and verse 29. And thou shalt grope at noonday.
The Lord said we will grope at noonday. Read on.
As the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways.
That's why we don't prosper in our ways, brother. Right? We work hard, brother. Long hours, right, to provide for our family, but it always seems like we don't get nowhere as a nation of people. Because the Lord said that's a curse. Keep reading.
And thou shalt be only oppressed.
Thou shalt be what?
And thou shalt be only oppressed.
The Lord said we shall be only oppressed. Read on.
And spoiled forevermore.
Spoil forevermore, brother. Meaning for a long period of time, the Israelites would be under oppression. Right? The Israelites would be in a low state, in the ghettos, in the slums, begging for change, begging for liberation, begging for hope. Right? But our hope is in the Bible, brother. And this is the definition of revelation.
It's the definition of revelation. Circa 1300 AD. Revelation. Disclosure of information.
What?
Disclosure of information.
So revelation is the disclosure of information. So everything in Revelation is information being revealed to our people. Read on.
Another word, stem, reveiller, unveiled, uncovered.
Uncovered. Because for a long time, the depiction of Christ was covered, brother. Right? They wanted to cover him up. They whitewashed him. They painted all the images. They said the white man is God of the earth. And that's why when we was in slavery, we obeyed the so-called white man. We bowed down to him. We called him master. We said yes, sir. Why? Because we thought he was God. Bring this up.
It says the general meaning, disclosure of facts to those previously unaware of them.
Disclosure of facts to those previously unaware of them, brother. So at one point in time, we was unaware of the color of Christ. But now it's being revealed to us in these last days. Because the Lord said knowledge shall be increased in Daniel chapter 12 and verse 4. Check this out, brother.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 12. To see the voice that spake with me, and being turned, I saw 7 golden candlesticks. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks,
In the midst of the 7 candlesticks, read on.
one like unto the Son of Man.
And the Son of Man is another title for Jesus Christ. Right? Because Christ was also born of a man named Joseph. Read on.
Clothed with a garment down to the foot.
What's a garment, brother? You know what a garment is? Clothes. So Christ had a body. They teach that Christ was rainbow colored. Have you ever seen a rainbow colored man, brother? Right? Because that's just fiction. You know, that's fictional. Right? Bring this up.
It's like verse 13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot.
So Christ had on a long garment down to his foot. Read on.
And girt about the paps with a golden girdle.
Christ also wore gold. What people on the earth like to wear gold? Like to look good. So-called black man. Check out Mr. T. He got about 50 chains on. Right? This brother got a gold crown on. You see? Brothers got gold chains on. Brothers got gold fringes on. Right? So gold is a part of our spirit, man. We like to look good. We like because we're royalty as a nation of people. Right? Now bring this out. Hear that, brother? You royalty, brother. You an Israelite. Bring this out.
Verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
Right, so Christ had white, woolly texture hair. Right, so let's get that nasty, vile depiction. This man right here has woolly hair, brother. It's more like a doggy, stringy hair, right? Somebody look up a German Shepherd. What's a stringy, doggy breed, man? Golden Retriever, man. Right, so Christ didn't have hair like this, brother. That's more doggy, shrinky, recessive genes. Right? But now look up a sheep or a lamb. So Christ had white, woolly texture hair. Same hair you got, brother. Right? They will call that so-called nappy hair today. So Christ had woolly texture hair, coursey hair. Read on.
His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass.
His feet like unto fine brass. What color is brass, King? Bronze, brown. Right, so his feet was brown. Read on.
As if they burned in a furnace.
If they what?
As if they burned in a furnace.
Now, does this man look like he was burnt in the furnace? Now, this man is pale skin, right? So-called fair skin. Christ was a dark man. Read on.
And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burn in a furnace.
If they what?
As if they burn in a furnace.
If you take anything, brother, and you burn it in a furnace, what color is it going to turn?
Brown to black.
Black. So that's the point, brother. Christ was a so-called black man. Right, that answer your question? So now, with knowing Christ is a black man, what do you have to do? Do you just take that information and sit on it? Or do you build upon that information to find out higher truths?
Find out higher truths.
Find out higher truths, brother. That's right. Clap it up for the brother. The brother has an attentive ear. The brother has understanding. This is a wise man standing here, man. Give me Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 5. So now you got to understand who you are. So if Christ was a Jew and Christ was a black man, what would that make you? Right, but his nationality was an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. Christ was a Jew. Because black, that's just the color of your shorts. So that's the color of the brother's pants over there. That's not a true nationality on the earth. Because what language is black? You ever heard a black language? Or you ever seen a black flag? Or the country of black? Right? That's not a real thing. That's a byword. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 37. And bring this out.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 1 and verse 5. A wise man will hear and will increase learning.
Right, so when you hear this Bible, brother, you have to increase in your learning. Read on.
And a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsel.
Now you have to be a man of understanding that attains to the wise counsels. Meaning everything that you hear, you have to retain it and apply it to your lifestyle. So the next time you pray to the Lord, while you think, you got to think about it. You got to visualize God being a so-called black man and his son being black. Right? Now bring this out.
Book of Deuteronomy 28, you said 37?
Yeah.
And verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb and a byword.
A what?
A proverb and a byword.
Somebody look up byword, the definition of byword. Right, so the Lord said we will become a byword, brother. Being called black, being called nigga. Right? How would you feel if somebody called you a nigga, brother? Would you feel good about it? Would you say, Khan, I'm a nigga? It is what it is. Would you feel good about that? Right. You would feel disrespected because that's a derogatory term. Same thing with black. Right? Prior to the 80s, brother, we wasn't calling ourselves black. We called ourselves colored, maybe Negro, right? And even African American, that was invented in 1986. And that was a term coined by Jesse Jackson. So we're not African American either. We're the Israelites. Right? Let me hear you say it, brother. Israelites! Right. That's who we are, King. And bring this out.
This is the etymology of the word byword. Circa 1530s, going back to the Greek word proverbial. The meaning, something that has become proverbial, usually in a bad sense.
In a what?
In a bad sense.
In a what?
In a bad sense.
So it's a derogatory term. That's what a byword is. When it's used in a bad sense. Oh, look at them niggas over there with their pants hanging down, smoking weed, listening to Tupac. Right? Or look at that black man over there. You got the East Indian man, they get just as dark as us, but they don't walk around calling themselves black. Right? So you're an Israelite. You're a king on the earth, brother. You have to know and understand that. So with you being a king on the earth, what do you think you have to do, brother, in order to please God?
Be righteous.
Be righteous. Give me Deuteronomy 6:25. Now, another question I want to ask you, how do you be righteous on the earth? Follow the Bible, right? Meaning follow the commandments written in the Bible. You understand? Give me Psalms chapter 119, verse 72. And you bring this up.
Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 25. And it shall be our righteousness.
Be our what?
And it shall be our righteousness.
Just like what you said, brother. So you quoting scriptures, you don't even know it, brother. Right? So that's wisdom. Wisdom is supping with your spirit. So the Lord said, it shall be our righteousness. You hear that, sister? It shall be our righteousness. Read on.
If we observe to do these commandments.
Observe to do all these commandments. Read on.
Before the Lord our God, as he hath commanded us.
See that? So it's our righteousness when we keep the commandments. The 10 commandments. But it's more than 10 commandments. See, the Christianity church is going to teach you that it's only 10 commandments, brother. It's more than 10 commandments. Imagine if it was only 10 laws in America. It'd be chaotic. It's already chaotic. Now bring this up.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 119 and verse 72. The law of thy mouth is better unto me than thousands of gold and silver.
So the laws got to be better to you than thousands of gold and silver, brother. Because gold and silver cannot compare to the laws of God, right? Because you can always make money. You can always come up by working hard, right? But every nation don't have the laws that we have. You understand? So that's a precious thing. It's better than money. Let's wait for these demons to pass. Right? Come on, bring it up.
It's the book of Deuteronomy.
So check this out, brother. Right? They do that all the time. Throw off the spirit. Bring this up.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that you should go, that you should do so in the land whether you go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them.
Do what?
Keep therefore and do them.
What we got to do, brother? Keep therefore and do what? Keep therefore and do what? The commandments. Let me hear you say it, brother. The commandments. The commandments. So the Lord said we have to keep the commandments. Read on.
For this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
So don't you want to be called a wise and understanding people, brother? Don't you want people to look at you and say, man, this is a very wise man. I can learn something from him. You don't want people to look at you and say, I can't learn nothing from this nigga. Look at him. Right? But that's how the so-called white man in the nations look at you when you're not keeping the commandments of the Lord. That's how your own people look at you, brother. Right? So when you check it out, even with us, when we keep these commandments, people say we wise. I never met a brother like you. Right? You very mature for your age. Right? And you can be the same way, brother, but you got to come back to the laws of God. Right? Right? Now check this out, brother. With being a king on the earth, with having commandments, do you think that God told us to do certain things? For example, our food that we eat. Can we just eat anything we want to eat, brother? What can't we eat?
We can eat raw food.
Okay, that's true. That's right, brother. Give me Leviticus 7 and 23. Just to land me back on what you're bringing up. So we can't eat raw food with blood in it. You see the so-called white man, they got a big ass ribeye steak with blood gushing out of it. And they cut it down the middle and say, you see that? That's how a real man eat a steak. And they poke at it. And you see the blood gushing out of it. And they get sick with all type of parasites and trichoneliosis. Understand? Bring this up.
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 7 and verse 23. I think it was 26. Moreover, you shall eat no manner of blood.
Shall what?
You shall eat no manner of blood.
Shall eat no manner of blood. Read on.
Whether it be of fowl or of beast, in any of your dwellings.
Right, so you got to cook that food, brother, until it's well done. Read on.
Whatsoever soul it be that eateth any manner of blood, even that soul shall be cut off
Even that what?
Even that soul shall be cut off.
You on point, brother. So if you eat something that's raw with blood in it, the Lord said your soul can be cut off because that's defiling your spirit. Now give me Leviticus chapter 11 and verse 44. Let's go ahead and get it first.
Leviticus chapter 11 and verse 44. For I am the Lord your God. Ye shall therefore sanctify yourselves, and ye shall be holy. For I am holy. Neither shall ye defile yourselves with any.
Salaki, brother, do you know what it means to be holy? What does it mean? To be godly. And if you godly, that means you're not like the rest of the people. Because what you agree that God is divine and nobody is like him. So he's set apart. So to be godly means to be set apart. So the Lord said we're a holy people in Leviticus 11 and 44. Read that again.
For I am the Lord your God. Ye shall therefore sanctify yourselves, and ye shall be holy.
Shall be what?
Ye shall be holy, for I am holy. Neither shall ye defile yourselves with any manner of creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth.
See that, brother? So the Lord said, right, that's kind of bothering you a little bit, brother?
I got somebody waiting on me.
Okay. What you about to get into, Kane?
Go to fish bomb.
Fish bones. What you gonna do there? Eat? What type of food you gonna eat there?
I don't know yet. I gotta go to the rest of the menu with my baby mama.
Like crabs, brother?
Not really.
What about shrimp?
Not really.
Why not? It's not your thing.
No.
Okay, all praise to the Most High. It should be a thing. You know why? Because God said that's an abomination. Right, so when you eat those foods, brother, it defiles you. It puts a spirit on you. It breaks down your body.
Yeah.
It messes up your mind.
Yeah.
Right, what about pork chops, brother? You like pork? Why not?
It ain't good for you.
All praise to the Most High. This brother knows something, man.
That's just what somebody done told me. Just somebody done told me.
Well, they told you the right thing.
Yeah.
You know another thing that's not good for you, brother?
Smoke.
There you go. I ain't even have to say it. You know, the Spirit bear witness.
Yeah.
Right? You know why smoking is not good for you? Because it ultimately, it breaks down your body. That's what it does. It defiles your mind. Right? It puts you in an altered state. And it makes you more susceptible to demons entering into your body. Right? So you being an Israelite, being a king of the earth, and the Lord said it's an abomination for you to do wickedness, you have to throw that, brother.
Alright.
You understand?
Yeah.
Let me read a scripture for you, just to let you know I'm not making it up. That's what the Bible says. Right, give me Jeremiah 44 and 4, and you give me 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 16.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of God,
You know you're the temple of the Lord, brother? Read on.
and that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you?
Right, so the Spirit of the Lord dwells within you. Read on.
If any man defile the temple of God, him shall God destroy.
Any man defile the temple of God, if you defile your temple, the Lord said he can destroy you. Because your temple is holy. When you check out cigarettes, they put all type of poisoning in it. Rat poisoning, cat piss, right? And they dip it in all type of wicked potions, and they put a spell on you so you can keep buying those cigarettes, brother. That's why the Newport industry, they make billions of dollars every year. And guess what the main people that's funding that business? Our people, brother. Because we always got to have a square, brother. Right?
Yeah.
Now check this out.
For the temple of God is holy.
For the temple of God is holy. Now bring this up.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 44 and verse number 4. Howbeit, I sent unto you all my servants the prophets, rising up early and sending them, saying, oh, do not this abominable thing that I hate.
Read it again.
Oh, do not this abominable thing that I hate.
So the Lord said, please don't do this abominable thing that I hate. Right? So you're the child of God. Right? You don't want to see your child sit up there smoking cigarettes and defiling themselves. You're going to chastise them. And this is why people, they die from all type of sicknesses. Lung failure, liver failure, heart failure. That's what the so-called white man going to type up in his system. But he's not going to tell you the reason why these things happen. He's not going to tell you the reason why this happened because you was smoking cigarettes, you was eating pork, right? You was defiling your body with all type of nastiness and wickedness. It's not good for you.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Let me bring this out to you.
This is the holy book of Job, chapter 11 and verse 14. If iniquity be in thy hand,
What the Bible say?
if iniquity be in thy hand,
So if that iniquity be in your hand, brother, that cigarette, read on.
if iniquity be in thine hand, put it far away.
What?
Put it far away.
What God say?
Put it far away. And let not wickedness dwell in thy tabernacle.
Let not wickedness dwell in your tabernacle, brother.
All right.
All right, brother, so you going to take heed to that?
Yeah.
Lord willing, brother.
I got you.
So if you love God, you got to have God, brother, not me. I'm nobody, brother.
All right. I got God.
All right, all praise to the Most High, brother.
All right.
So take heed to that.
All right. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
You gone
Lord
for about
willing.
an hour.
All right, Lord willing, brother. So what you learned, brother, before you go? What's some things that you learned?
Stay away from pork.
Stay away from pork.
Go to church. And keep my health up.
What type of church, brother? Sunday church?
Yeah.
Nope. No Sunday church. You got to come to the Israelite church.
Yeah.
God's church.
All right.
The real church. Not on Sunday because they worship in the sun. Caesar Borgia.
That's right.
Right? So we go to church on Saturdays, brother, which is the Sabbath.
Okay.
Right? So the Sabbath is from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. That's the day in which you have to rest and rejuvenate your body and your spirit.
All right, man.
All right, brother. Much love, King. All praise to the Most High. Right? So all praises. And that's what we out here for, man. We're not out here for the white man. Right? The fat white man. Right? Bring this out. 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 1. Yeah, we're not out here for Santa, man. Bring this out.
The book of 1 Corinthians.
Santa don't get no love up here, man. You know? Santa don't get no love up here, man. Right? And then you got these holidays that's coming in. And here it is, the white man, he put out, you know, the holiday stuff. What's going on, brother? Oh, where you going, King? Check this out. Who is that, brother?
Disturbing.
He says disturbing.
Yeah.
Why is it disturbing, brother?
Disturbing what they did to our people. I mean, they came to this country on their own free will, came as white people's property.
There you go, brother. Where you learn that at, King?
I figured it out.
You figured it out where? What book did you read?
No, I didn't read, I just learned.
Okay. Now, hey, hold on, brother. Where you going, brother? You in a rush?
Yeah, I'm just trying to enjoy the rest of my day, but I realized that some think that Jim Crow still exists, not much have changed.
Hold on, brother. You sound like you know a lot. Can you educate us?
Tell us something.
You know, like Jim Crow, to think Jim Crow still
Can't hear
exists.
you.
Check this out. Come
Think Jim
up.
Crow still exists. Or think Jim Crow still exists. Think Jim Crow still exists.
Jim Crow still exists?
Yep. Think the old separate but equal, so it's Loving versus Virginia.
Right. So, with you having that understanding, do you also know why these things happen to us, brother?
Sometimes they think they still believe in the old tradition, like they refuse to believe in change.
That's right. So the point is, brother, you have to come back to God, brother.
Yeah.
Right? Because these things happen to us because we went against our God. All right, brother. Easy. That brother was...
And I, brethren, could not speak unto you as unto spiritual.
A lot of times we can't go too deep without all so-called white people going to slavery.
That's right.
Right, according to the Bible.
Right.
Right, so a lot of times we can't speak to our people super spiritual. We got to come at them on a baby-like stage. Give me Matthew chapter 18, verse 3. Right? We also out here to condemn Esau. Ezekiel chapter 35 and verse 1. Now bring this out.
The book of Matthew, chapter 18 and verse 3. And said, verily, I say unto you, except ye be converted.
Except you what?
Except ye be converted.
We got to be converted, sisters. We got to come back to the laws of God and understand who we are, so we can be saved and liberated from our conditions. Right? You hear that, sister? What about you, sister? How you doing, sister?
I'm blessed and highly favored.
Blessed and happy.
And become as little children. Ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven.
Read that again.
And said, verily I say to you, except ye be converted, and become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven.
Right, so that's playing upon tables, man. So except you be converted and come back to the laws of God, you cannot enter into the kingdom of heaven, man. Right, so that's what we out here to do. We tell our people to be converted and come back to the laws of God.
Right.
You understand? So that's our main purpose. That's our focal point. Bring this out.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51 and verse 6. Flee out of the midst of Babylon.
The Bible says,
Flee out of the midst of Babylon.
hey, flee out of the midst of Babylon. Hey, we living in Babylon right now.
That's right.
Right? This is the land of confusion. What's up, brother? Sister?
Say the immaculate conception.
Immaculate conception. Say that again, brother. Check this out. Right? We ain't gotta put you on camera. What about you, Kane?
I don't mind. I'm doing the capture.
Right. Okay. So what's some things you want to learn up here, Kane? Because you stopped for a reason, right?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Right, so what's a few things that you want to learn out the Bible? Or better yet, what's some things that you know out of the Bible? Educate us.
You know that God did plant a seed in Aries, because Aries was not supposed to have kids at all.
Can you step up a little bit?
I do know, like, Aries, she didn't have kids. She wasn't supposed to have kids. She didn't have kids. So God put his seed in her. And that's what came Jesus. That's how he was supposed to earth.
Right, so you believe God has a seed?
I don't think God has a seed, but I believe if God can do anything, it don't take my mind. So he can do anything.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 7 and verse 1. Right, okay. Now, when you read the Bible on the surface level, you may be led to believe that God didn't have a biological father. But when you actually go into the scriptures, you're going deep. Christ actually did have a biological father. But we're going to prove it to you out of the Bible. Right, if you got a few minutes. Get Wisdom of Solomon chapter 7 and verse 1.
It's the mighty book of wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7 and verse 1.
Now, before we read on to this verse, would you agree that Christ is a king?
Yeah, Christ is king of all kings.
Right, he's the King of Kings, Lord of Lords. He's also known as the King of the Jews in John the 19th chapter. Right? So understand that before we read this verse, that Christ is a king. Bring this out.
It says, I myself also am a mortal man, like to all, and the offspring of him that was first made of the earth. And in my mother's womb was fashioned to be flesh, and the time of 10 months, being compacted in blood, of the seed of man.
Of the what?
Of the seed of man.
This is talking about a king on the earth, or kings in general. Right? This is how all men, all women was born into the earth in this manner. Right? Compacted in seed and blood by the seed of man. Right? Read on.
And the pleasure that came with sleep.
Right? Read on.
And when I was born, I drew in the common air and fell upon the earth, which is of like nature. And the first voice which I uttered was crying, as all others do.
As what?
As all others do. I was nursed in swaddling clothes, and that with cares.
Right, so just like a baby being born, right? The baby is born, right? They gotta put the swaddling clothes on the baby, things of that nature, take care of the baby, right? Making sure they hear, making sure they can see, making sure they can, breathe and smell and things of that nature. Read on.
For there is no king.
What?
For there is no king.
There is no king. Read on.
That had any other beginning of birth.
So there is no king that had any other beginning of birth. So all kings come into the world in that manner. Read on.
For all men.
What?
For all men have one entrance into life.
Have what?
Have one entrance into life, and the life going out.
And the like manner going out. So all men live and they born by their mother, and all men die as well. Right? But so you understand that, brother? So the point that I'm making from that verse is every king ever born on the earth, you agree that Christ is a king. All kings have that entrance into life by being born of a woman, of the seed of a man. Now give me Romans 1 and 3, you bring out your precept.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 38. But God giveth it a body as it hath pleased him. Into every seed.
Every what?
Into every seed.
Every seed. Read on.
His own body.
What?
His own body.
Right, to every seed, his own body. So the man carries the seed, right? We all grown. Man has sex with a woman, and the baby is conceived within the womb. Right? Read on.
Real quick, what I'm saying is too, King, he couldn't have been a mortal, like he couldn't have been a man without coming from seed, because he has a body. You know what I mean? Angels have spiritual bodies. He had a fleshly body. Verse 39, all flesh is not the same flesh.
See that all flesh is not the same flesh. So God, the creator, the father, he doesn't have the same type of flesh as man. Because remember, man was created from the dust of the earth. They tell you that in Genesis 2 and 7. There's no account of God being made out of the dust of the earth. Right? God is infinite. He's eternal. Read on.
All flesh is not the same flesh, but there is one kind of flesh of men, another flesh of beasts,
A flesh of men, there's a flesh of beasts. Read on.
another of fishes, and another of birds. There are also celestial bodies and bodies terrestrial.
So you got celestial bodies, which are heavenly bodies. Then you got terrestrial body, which means coming from the terrain, the earth. So man comes out of the earth, right? God doesn't come out of the earth, right? Therefore, God doesn't have an actual physical seed. You understand? And in order for a woman to be born, a physical seed has to be implanted within her womb. Right, go ahead, brother.
So real quick, King, now we know in the Bible that, you know what, say you can't commit adultery, okay? Adultery was when a married woman sleeps with a man, right? That's not her husband. We know Mary was espoused to Joseph, correct? It was promised to her. Now, if God planted the seed in Mary while she was espoused or promised to Joseph, wouldn't that be adultery? How can he just go with his woman and put a seed in it? God is bound, you know, he's not a hypocrite. He keeps the law. So it wouldn't make sense for him to be born of some random angel that randomly just touched Mary. And he's an angel and she's a woman, and now they have a baby. That's not physically possible.
Right. So that's what we letting you know, brother. Now the birth of Christ was divine, but not in that sense. That was a doctrine of immaculate conception created by the Roman Catholic Church, right, to pretty much uphill Mary, right, so all the world can worship Mary in her womb, right, but God never told us to do so. Now let me get this. Now this emphatically proves that Christ was born of a seed of a man. Bring this out, Romans 1 and 3.
It's the book of Romans, chapter 1 and verse 3. Concerning his son, Jesus Christ.
Concerning his son, Jesus Christ. Read on.
Our Lord, which was made of the seed of David.
Yeah, read on.
According to the flesh.
You know who King David is, brother?
Not necessarily.
Right, King David was an ancient king of Israel. Right, and Christ, Jesus Christ, he come through the loins and lineage of King David. Right, when you read Matthew, that 1st chapter, and also Luke, the 3rd chapter. You understand? So why does Romans chapter 1 and verse 3 say Christ was made of the seed of David? Do you know why? Right, because Christ had an actual father, and David is his grandfather. So it all goes through a seed line, right? So if if Christ didn't have a father, then his grandfather wouldn't be King David. That's true. And that verse would be a lie. But we know the Bible isn't a lie. You even know that, brother, because you believe in the Bible. So we have to believe everything in it. We have to get the proper understanding. You understand? There's more on that, then you get your verse.
And declared to be the Son of God with power, according to the Spirit of holiness.
According to the what?
According to the Spirit of holiness.
Bring this up.
It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 2 and verse 16. For verily he took not on him the nature of angels, but he took on him the seed of Abraham. Wherefore in all things it behooved him to be made like unto his brethren, that he may be made, that he might be a merciful and faithful high priest.
So that makes sense to you, brother? Right, so you gotta kind of throw out that understanding. It's not your fault, because a lot of us believed in that understanding, that Mary just somehow miraculously conceived Jesus Christ and she didn't have a husband. Alright, brother. So Christ was born of the seed of a man, brother. Alright, King. Alright, all praise to the Most High. Right, so that's what we out here to do, tear down strongholds. Go ahead, brother.
You gotta think about it. Read Galatians 4 and 4, it says, made of the seed
Just get it, brother. Galatians chapter 4, verse 4. I got it.
And I need two more. Leviticus 12 and 6. And
One thing at a time. One thing at a time. Let's break down Galatians 4.
It's the book of Galatians chapter 4 and verse 4. But when the fullness of the time was come, God sent forth the Son.
God sent forth the Son. Right, read on.
Made of a woman,
married.
made under the law, to redeem them that were under the law, that we might receive the adoption of sons.
Now that's two doctrines that you kill with just that book, chapter, verse, the immaculate conception of salvation for everybody. Now when it say made under the law, Leviticus 12 and 6, it substantiates that. If you read Leviticus 12 and 6, it shows you how a woman have to do like a certain offering, right?
Yeah.
When you read Luke chapter 2, verse 21 all the way down to like verse 24, it shows that Mary did that offering for a male child.
That's right, brother. Dealing with him. All praise to the Most High. So again, that's what we out here to do, break down strongholds. Right, let's get more on that. Let's get Acts. I want to say
12 and 13.
They gotta go. 2 and 30. What is it?
13:23.
Well, it's a lot of them. It's a lot of them. You know, it's a lot of meat on the bones. Right, but the one I want.
13:23. See the David, right?
Yeah, okay. Let's get this one.
It's the book of Acts chapter 2 and verse number 20 and verse 29. Men and brethren, let me freely speak unto you of the patriarch David.
Of the what?
Of the patriarch David.
Of the patriarch David, our forefather, our ancestor. Read on.
That he is both dead and buried, and his scepter is with us unto this day. Therefore, being a prophet, and knowing that God has sworn with an oath to him, that of the fruits of his loins.
Of the what?
Of the fruit of his loins.
Of the fruit of his loins. Right, and Esau don't know what's going on. What's your nationality?
Turkish.
You're Turkish? So you're from Turkey?
Yeah.
Right? How do you feel about this right here? How do you feel about slavery?
There's only one feeling about slavery, right?
What is it? What's that?
It is hatred, right?
Hatred? Right? What people did that to so-called black people and Hispanics and Native Indians?
Europeans?
Europeans, right? The so-called white man.
Yeah.
Do Turkish people also consider themselves white?
No, brown.
Brown? You're not brown.
I'm not. Yeah,
So
but
why do
I
you
mean,
consider yourself brown?
my father speaks Turkish, my mother speaks Turkish. I was born in Middle East, so my skin color is white, but I'm ethnically brown.
So you're ethnic. That's not a nationality.
No.
It's not an ethnicity. That's just a color. Brown is a color out of a crayon box
Yes, and
that you have in the first grade.
My color is white. Yes, my color is white.
Right. So the point is, all so-called white people are going enslaved, according to the Bible, for what they did to so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Right, sisters, what's going on? Y'all got the flyer?
Yeah.
Right, so y'all go home and read that flyer. Y'all Israelites. Y'all chosen people. Y'all got to come back to God in these last days and keep the commandments and start living a righteous lifestyle. And don't be wicked in this land. Right?
Oh, y'all ready?
Right, so does that make sense to you, Esau?
Huh?
Does that make sense to you? You believe in the Bible?
I don't, but
What about the Quran?
I'm agnostic.
You're agnostic, so you just really don't know what's going on out here?
Don't know what's going on.
Right?
Yeah.
Right, so
I'm clueless. That's what it is.
so you don't believe in God? Or you believe in something, but you can't identify what it is?
There could be God. I just cannot prove it.
Now, you believe in science, right? Agriculture.
Science, yeah. Sure.
Right, so you believe in you reap what you sow? If I plant an apple seed, then the apple is going to come back to me, right?
Well, causal inference works different.
No, I'm saying if I plant a seed and I water that seed,
That might grow.
and it grows, then that whatever that particular seed is, that's the fruit I'm gonna get back, or that's the tree I'm gonna get back. Correct?
Yeah.
So it's likewise with behavior, right? If you sow rape, robbery, and murder on the earth, they call it the so-called law of attraction. You believe in that?
Belief? I don't know, but I would expect it.
Right. You believe you attract what you are, right?
I would expect it.
If you put in the hard work, if you think positive thoughts, 9 times out of 10, that's going to come back to you.
That would be my
Success is going to come back to you.
That would be my expectation.
So likewise, in a negative sense, if you do wrong on the earth, if you treat people bad, then wrong things are going to happen back to you.
Yep, sure.
You understand?
That would be my expectation.
So the point I'm making is so-called white people, and not just white people, Arabs, Africans, all manner of nations have enslaved the Israelites, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. So by doing those things, those same things have to happen to those people, because you reap what you sow on the earth.
Yeah, could be.
Right, and although you call yourself Turkish and you identify as brown, you could possibly be an Edomite.
What's Edomite?
Right? That's your biblical nationality.
Sure. I don't know anything about it, so if you say so.
Right? So give me Genesis chapter 25 verse 23 before you go. I want to leave with a few scriptures, Esau.
Book of Genesis chapter 25 and verse number 23. And it reads, And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
The Lord speaking unto Rebekah. She had twins, Jacob and Esau, fraternal twins. Read on.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other.
And the Lord said, one people shall be stronger than the other. Read on.
People, and the elder shall serve the younger. And when her days to be fulfilled, and when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red.
What?
And the first came out red.
The first baby came out red. Read on.
All over, like a hairy garment.
Right now, in the wintertime, when it's cold out here, don't your ears turn red?
Don't I what?
Your ears? Don't you turn red?
Yeah, of course.
Right, so you an Edomite. You understand? Because you turn red. Read on.
All over, like a hairy garment.
Oh, what?
All over, like a hairy garment.
All over like a red, hairy garment. Right, so Esau is the biblical name for all so-called white people. Because nobody's actually white on the earth. White is the color of your shirt. Okay. Nobody's black on the earth. Black is the color of his cargo pants. Those are just, that's a caste system.
Yeah.
Right, to generalize people. You understand? But that's not what God called us in the Bible. Right? You have different nations of the earth. Particularly, you have 18 nations that God created. You have to find out which one you descend from. And you finding out right now that you're an Edomite.
I just did.
Right?
I guess
so with being an Edomite, give me Revelation chapter 13, verse 10. I'm going to show you the judgment of Esau, the judgment of the so-called white race. Bring this out. And not only just the white race, the Arab nations, right, the East Indian nations, right, the Chinese and Japanese nations of the earth, right, because they also had a part in the oppression of God's chosen people. Bring this out.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity.
He that what?
He that leadeth into captivity.
So if you lead a group of people into slavery, read on.
Shall go into captivity.
Shall what?
Shall go into captivity.
If you lead a nation of people into slavery, the Lord said your judgment is to go in slavery. Now, although you're from Turkey, you're not from America, you're still a descendant of a so-called white man. Right? Because the so-called white man has went throughout all the lands of the earth and conquered and enslaved the people there. Right? And then planted his wicked, filthy seed among those nations. So the so-called white man is all over the world, not just here in America. So you would be an Edomite.
Right.
And according to the Bible, you are born into slavery. Right? And bring this up.
Now, real quick, you agreed that the Turkish go back to the Ottoman Empire, correct? Okay, let's read something. This is slavery in the Ottoman Empire.
Bring that up.
Slavery in the Ottoman Empire was a major institution.
Was a what?
Was a major institution and a significant part of the Ottoman Empire, economy and traditional society. The main sources of slaves were wars and politically organized enslavement expeditions in Africa, Europe, Southeastern Europe, Caucasus, and Eastern Europe. And it has been reported that the selling prices of slaves decreased after large military operations.
So this is your people in Turkey.
There's a little bit nuance.
Selling people.
There's a little bit nuance. My great-grandfather was also a slave because in Turkey it is called kul system, K-U-L. In kul system, everyone is the slave of the Sultan. So that's a little bit nuanced. Yes.
So your people enslaved each other.
So there was only one person who was not slave in Ottoman society, and it was the Sultan. So my great-great-grandfather was also a slave.
Okay.
It's a cool system.
Okay. Bring this out. First Maccabees 2:9. You can be Ishmael too.
So it's the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 2 and verse 9. Her glorious vessels are carried away into captivity.
All our glorious vessels, right? The so-called black man, we in America, but this is not where we from. Right? We was brought here by way of the transatlantic slave trade to be oppressed and build up America. Right? Build up the buildings, the railroads, right? Back in the days, in the 1800s, you had the cotton industry, right? Which was $1 billion industry at the time, right? When you translate that today's revenue, right? And bring this up.
Her infants are slain in the streets.
They even killed our children, right? Because down south in Florida, you had something called gator bait, right? So they would feed our babies to alligators for the sake of getting the alligators and skinning it to make leather girdles, to make furniture, to make shoes, right? This is the dark history of America, right? Bring this up.
Infants are slain in the streets, her young men with the sword of the enemy. One nation hath not had part in her kingdom, and got spoiled and got of her spoil.
So that's a rhetorical question, meaning all nations have had a part in our demise. That's why you may not identify as a so-called white man, but 9 times out of 10 you're not an Israelite. So by default, your people had a part in our slavery, whether you benefited from it or not.
I might have.
Right.
I have no idea. Yeah, I might have.
So for the sake of that, the Lord said you have to prepare to go into slavery. And reap pretty much you reap what you sow in the earth. So all the things that y'all did to us, it has to happen to you. Give me Isaiah 14:21. We're gonna leave with this. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 21. Yep, Isaiah chapter 14, verse 21.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, and verse number 21. Prepare slaughter.
The Bible says.
Prepare slaughter.
The Lord said, prepare slaughter. What slaughter?
Slaughter? You mean kill, right?
Killing.
Yeah.
Murders. Read on.
Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers.
You are the seed of your forefathers. So the Lord said for the rape, rob, and murder of your forefathers, you have to prepare slaughter for the children. See, everybody think God is just love and peace and lilies and flowers and cookies and rainbows and just sashaying. No, the Lord is a man of war as well. Read on.
For the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities.
Fill the face of the world with cities. Right? So the Lord said he's going to bring his people back into power, right, in the land of Israel after he blow up those fake Jews over there. And America is also going to be destroyed in World War III by way of nuclear missiles.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you very much. It was great to listen to you guys.
Yep, all praises, all praises.
Thank you.
Yep. All praises, all praises. All praise to the Most High. So even the nations know, man. Even the nations know that America is a ticking time bomb. Right? Give me Jeremiah chapter 50 and start at verse 22. I'm going to wrap it up.
Verse number 22. And it reads, a sound of battle is in the land.
The Bible says,
a sound of battle is in the land.
The Lord says,
a sound of battle is in the land.
A sound of battle is in the land. Right? That's why we out here blowing the trumpet and warning the people of what's to come on the earth. Death, destruction, vengeance, famine, nuclear war is coming on this earth. Read on.
End of great destruction.
End of what?
End of great destruction.
Coming to America.
End of great destruction.
Coming to the white man.
End of great destruction.
Coming to the nations.
End of great destruction.
End of great destruction. Now give me Proverbs chapter 8 verse 7. I'm going to close it out.
It's the holy book of Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 7. For my mouth shall speak truth.
What the Bible say?
For my mouth shall speak truth.
What the Lord say?
For my mouth shall speak truth.
For my mouth shall speak truth. Read on.
And wickedness is an abomination to my lips.
What the Bible say?
And wickedness is an abomination to my lips.
And wickedness is an abomination to my lips. So we out here to speak the truth to our people, wake up our people, and condemn this wicked country. So with that, Kwam Yashala. Kwam Yashala. Kwam Yashala.